As Tom Petty once said, I won't back down. Hi there, coach and athlete Sage Canaday here of SageRunning.com with an important update. I just wanted to be honest and straightforward with you guys in terms of my opinion, I guess, in terms of racing, possible racing schedule, the whole idea of this year. And we've kind of been thrown an extra challenge, so to speak. It's kind of what we say in English, or I'm not sure if it's just a US type of metaphor thing, but the elephant in the room. I'm not sure if that translates to other languages, but basically meaning like there's this uncomfortable, glaring, obvious problem that people like to try to ignore, or that it's there. It's this big foreboding presence, and it's coronavirus. It's COVID-19. It's affected pretty much everyone in the world this year. And it's been unfair how it affects people. Generally, people at lower socioeconomic status get affected disproportionately and more severely than those who have more money, who live in different areas. But it's hit or miss. It's hit or miss. Coronavirus doesn't care. It doesn't care about your feelings. But it strikes people in certain regions. It's been particularly bad here in the U.S. And, it depends on population density, how things move around. Some of it's, related to your exposure. And I've been really lucky and fortunate. I've stayed healthy. Sandy stayed healthy so far. But, it's a big problem. It's a pandemic. I can't even wrap my head around it, actually. But it's killed a lot of people. A lot of people have lost their lives. A lot of people have gotten very seriously sick, where they have permanent lung damage, maybe other health complications that are long-term that we don't even know about. It's, highly contagious, right? It's much, much worse than the regular flu. There's no vaccine for it. It's shutting down economies, and that's inevitable. Besides what policy says, you're gonna have a pandemic, you're gonna have a virus that's gonna kill a lot of people, hospitalize a lot of people, take people out of their jobs. It's gonna negatively affect the economy. There's no way around that. It's not gonna be good. And, it's a lot of people have lost their jobs. And it pains me. It really pains me, and I feel sorry for those people. I've been really lucky so far as a sponsored athlete, and I'll get into this with that and the whole racing thing and being sponsored as a job, that I haven't really been affected that much. And kind of in the Boulder bubble here, we get a lot of people wear masks, and it's good, social distancing. But, I'm not ignorant to the fact that a lot of people are really suffering and really hurting this year. It's been tough mentally and physically, and people have lost their lives. 165,000 Americans, 168,000 Americans, over 5 million cases just in the U.S., and it's worldwide. So hopefully you've been staying healthy and are doing well and haven't lost a loved one, because it's a very serious problem, and it's going to probably continue. And I don't mean to be a negative Nancy or a Debbie Downer or, gosh forbid, a Karen. I don't know how these are bad memes, but it's not looking like it's going away anytime soon. And heading into the fall and winter, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere in the US, it's looking like it's going to get a lot worse. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That's just my honest opinion, and looking at the science and numbers and the modeling, which is not always accurate. There's hope, maybe, but, I think people have let their guard down. They're not practicing social distancing or wearing masks as much. A lot of people don't like to do that or something. And it's spreading. It's spreading like wildfire, and I think it's going to get worse when we're more indoors in the colder temperatures. We have outdoor seating at restaurants here in Boulder, and I've gone out a couple times sitting outside. I'm not worried about outside transmission as much, but when it starts getting cold, people are going to go inside, and they're going inside and doing stuff. They're going to gyms and barbershops, and the grocery store is the biggest risk I take these days. But I'm not traveling on planes. Really miss the international travel, but that's a privilege and luxury. This is boo-hoo, your race or my race was canceled. I'm gonna get into the racing here in a minute. It's the point of this talk, but you know, it's a real luxury and privilege to even be able to run, and especially outside in beautiful places, but then to have a race. But, you know, the Olympics were canceled. All these major city marathons are canceled. Most trail ultra races that I know have been canceled around the world in the US. Now, you know, there's pockets in different countries where you guys are doing a lot better with the COVID-19 cases, right? And, you know, stuff's opening up back up even in Europe, I think. You could comment below with your situation, actually. Be good to know, because I know we got a huge international audience on this channel. But for me personally, and I realize this is coming from a very privileged position, I've been extremely fortunate, right? My sponsors are still on board with me. I'm a professional runner who's not really racing, and it's weird when you take out the elite racing component of not trying to podium or place well at these races, which is a substantial part of my income, right? Winning a lot of prize money or getting a sponsor bonus from doing well in a race, or even like the Golden Trail series, right? 5,000 euros at the end of the year, and all the travel support and perks. A lot of my benefits have been tied up in international travel, actually, and I realize it's a huge luxury. It's like the icing on the cake. It's brought a lot of satisfaction and joy in my life, and I love meeting you guys around the world. It's empowered me to do that, but it's all back to the sponsors and the support of people like you on this YouTube channel, people that support our coaching business, that have really made this lifestyle possible, and I really, really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. So thank you. But if you take away the competitive aspect of racing, I'm basically a social media influencer for these brands, right? That's the way I see it in terms of like business value. It's like, okay, what value can I provide to my sponsors like Hoka or Spring Energy or Camelback or Koros or STRAVA? I'm not going to name all the sponsors, but on social media, you're essentially always an extension of their marketing arm. And I am shameless with my sponsor plugs. I plug the heck out of things almost every single video, every single day. I promote our own coaching business, sagerunning.com. I'm a shameless plugger. I don't even try to hide it. This is, you know, sponsored ad all over the place. Enter. Hopefully I could get you some discount codes, more discount codes, and actually I'm not going to go too far off topic here, but we're going to do a really big 200,000 subscriber YouTube giveaway where I'm going to ask some of my sponsors for some really big prizes, because I want to send you guys some really big rewards when we hit 200,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. But anyway, I digress. Back to racing and running, and I realized, again, very unique position that I'm in here to be able to travel around the world and do all this stuff in the past that has been really rewarding to me, and it's made my life very rich to be able to see you guys at the different stages across different mountain ranges or islands or beaches all around the world, from, you know, South Africa to New Zealand, across the Swiss Alps, in France, all in Italy, you know, all these different countries. I really miss that. I miss you guys. I wanted to see you guys more. Hopefully in the future when they open up travel, things will get better. Now, I was originally entered in the Golden Trail series this year, and it's what I've done the last 2 years, and it's been extremely lucrative, right? You get to go against the best guys in the world, like Kilian Jornet. You get to go to some of the most iconic mountain races in the world, best in the world, Sierra Zinal, Mount Blanc Marathon, Zagama, right? So it's been a lot of fun. I was going to do that again this year. Pikes Peak Marathon was one of those races, and I had an entry through the Golden Trail series to do it again this year as part of the series. Ring of Steel, another great one that I've done, and that was kind of the plan all along. Well, Golden Trail series as a series over the summer got canceled, rightly so, but they're still having the final in Azores. Azores, am I pronouncing that right? Azores. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Just correct me if I'm wrong. It's a autonomous region of Portugal, an island, and this would be later in the fall where we'd have the Golden Trail Series World series of races. Well, it's the final essentially, and you could qualify for it in the US here with these different STRAVA segments, and the people that run the fastest STRAVA time get an automatic entry. They're all over that, so you can check that out if it happens. And I'm hoping it does, but I already have an entry for that at the end of the fall. I'd love to go there. I'd love the Golden Trail Series. Love to see these people race against the best again in a stage race, but I'm trying to be a realist here, and the travel bans that the US that the U.S. has been under should be very strict. And since the U.S. has so many COVID-19 cases, I'm not sure that even if the race happens, that I would be able to make it out. And I wouldn't want to, because I wouldn't want to expose people on an island or expose people in Europe if I happen to get infected on an airplane or something like that, right? And I'd try to do it careful. I'd wear a mask. I'd self-quarantine myself for 10 days or 14 days before the race and not expose myself, wear an N95 mask on a plane the whole time probably. But, I haven't been traveling. I haven't been flying on a plane. I think it's pretty high risk type of thing for spreading the virus. And, I'm going to respect those travel bans if they happen, and I'm going to respect if the race is canceled, which a lot of things, as you've seen later in the fall, have been canceled. So, that's a big thing. I've also thrown out my resume for the World Mountain Running Team in Spain. And, I hope that happens too. I'd love to represent the U.S. again I've done both the short distance and long distance World Mountain Running Championship. But, that might not happen as well. But that's later in the fall, so we'll wait and see. But right now, COVID cases are spiking even across a state like Colorado, and it's quite concerning. It's quite concerning. However, I will say they're still gonna do, I think, the Pikes Peak Marathon, and I had an entry for that. I withdrew my entry, and I'm gonna get into that here in the next couple minutes. But Pikes Peak Marathon's still going on. Not very many races across the U.S. really going on. Now, the concern with Pikes Peak is, well, twofold, but it's a big out and back race, and you're passing the entire field head on the bar trail. Now, that's all right if you pull up your buffer mask, but it's a little bit higher risk than other races. And to tell you the truth, just to be totally honest with you guys, I had also entered Run Rabbit Run 100, which is in Steamboat Spring next month in September. It was still going to go on, except it got canceled last week, but I was on the wait list. I was looking to get in. Part of it was because I wanted to redeem myself at 100 miles in the mountains. Part of it was because it was going to be probably the most loaded field of the year, if you had looked at the confirmation list on that. But it was also huge prize money. $15,000 USD to win Run Rabbit Run this year. Again, it was canceled though. So, I've been doing these long runs in the mountains, training for that. It got canceled. Pikes Peak is, it's only $1,500 to win. They actually cut the prize money this year, which that kind of rubs me the wrong way, to tell you the truth. It's a great race. It's a great organization. Love Pikes Peak. Just some of the things with the not bringing in USADA for drug testing last year kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Lowering the prize money. And I get that because, the Ascent's canceled. It's a tough time in terms of economics for a lot of people. But then, the nature of the out and back course, passing everyone head on the narrow bar trail, kind of a COVID risk, but, I could drive there. It was local. I'm just not really, I haven't been in the mood to run really hard, honestly, to tell you the truth, this summer. As soon as COVID hit really hard here in the US in March, my training just took this nosedive dip. I gained like 5 pounds of fat. I started drinking more beer and eating more ice cream pretty much. And I was just really unmotivated to even get out and run. It's almost like the news was just so depressing, and you're realizing all this stress and all these people struggling across the world because of COVID, that it kind of I didn't react well to it. Some people react the opposite way, I feel like, and more power to you if you did. Some people started exercising more than they ever have. They got in super great shape. They started setting Strava PRs and segments, and going after FKTs if they couldn't do a race, right? I think it's great. And they got in really good shape. I think maybe some of those people might have burned themselves out now by the end of the summer, but your fitness is gonna ebb and flow. If you have the power to get out there and enjoy the mountains, then more power to you. And that's kind of what I've been doing this summer with the adventure runs. Sandy and I have been doing a lot of the Nolan's 14 line, camping at high altitude, getting in shape. I wouldn't say I'm in like bad shape, but the whole, even going after like Strava segments and FKTs, which are not always the same thing. It hasn't. I've struggled this year, to tell you the truth. That's the honest thing out there. So, there's that. I've pulled out of Pikes Peak. I don't know when we're going to race next. I'm thinking maybe not at all racing this year, but you know, it's good to set some goals and to do some challenges, and I've been having a lot of fun recording these videos for you guys out in the mountains. I got a video coming up where I just did this 30 miler out in the Indian Peaks here, kind of a local loop, but beautiful mountain scenery, just really having a blast with it. I wrote some stuff down because I was going to say some more stuff, but yeah, it's been tough this year for everyone. And, you know, share your story, how maybe COVID's affected you or not, and, you know, what country, what region you're from, how you're doing, what you're gearing up for maybe in terms of your running fitness or potential races, what you'd like to see more on this channel. Again, I'll leave you with the idea that we're going to do a 200,000 subscriber giveaway. I'm going to do some big prizes from a lot of my title sponsors. So hopefully we get that number within the next couple months, and hope you're staying healthy, doing well. Again, you know, back to training talks, back to some more workout videos and stuff like that, get you that footage. I just wanted to update you with where I was at and what's going on. But I hope you're staying healthy, hope you're enjoying your summer or winter, and yeah, getting out there and running, staying motivated, at least more motivated than me maybe, and doing well. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you to the Patreon supporters for really making this channel possible. Again, with the income, you know, having a YouTube channel has really helped my career out a lot as well. Thanks to title sponsor Hoka One One, keeping the dream alive. Again, hope you're doing well, and stay tuned for more VO2 Max Productions.